I was 10 when my father left. There wasn't a dramatic goodbye, no final speech. Just fewer evenings at home than none at all. My mother never told me to hate him. She simply started working longer hours, then another job, then a third. I learned to heat leftovers, help with laundry, and recognize the look on her face when exhaustion had become normal. She used to fall asleep sitting upright at the kitchen table, still wearing her work shoes. I would drape a blanket over her shoulders and pretend not to notice. For years, my father existed only as an occasional birthday message, or a promise that never turned into a visit. Eventually, even those stopped. My mother never asked him for anything, not when the rent doubled, not when the car broke down. Not when she collapsed during a night shift and woke up in a hospital bed with doctors warning her that her body couldn't survive the pace she had forced on it for years. We adjusted. We always adjusted. I finished school, found stable work, and slowly built a life that wasn't controlled by what we had lost. Then, last week, my phone rang. His name filled the screen. I almost didn't answer. His voice hadn't changed. He skipped every question that might have sounded like concern and went straight to why he had called. His youngest son was seriously ill. Treatment was expensive. He said family had to help family. When I stayed quiet, his tone sharpened. "You owe this family," he said. The sentence landed strangely, not because it hurt, because it sounded like he believed it. I looked around my office while he continued talking. Papers covered my desk. A calendar on the wall had several dates circled in blue ink. Every one of them represented appointments I had spent nearly a year arranging. He never asked what I had been doing. He assumed my silence meant surrender. I remembered my mother leaving home before sunrise. I remembered pretending everything was fine so she wouldn't worry. I remembered hospital corridors where she apologized to me for collapsing, as though surviving had somehow inconvenienced me. None of those memories made me angry anymore. They made me careful. "I hope your son receives the care he needs," I said quietly. "Then pay the bill. I won't be sending you money." His breathing grew louder. I said, "You owe this family." I closed my eyes for a moment. "No," I answered. "I spent the last year making sure I never owed you another decision." He stopped speaking. I continued before he could interrupt. "Months ago, I met with a hospital social worker, legal advisors, and a charitable patient assistance foundation. I made arrangements so that if your son qualified, financial support would go directly through the hospital, not through you." The silence became complete. I hadn't done it because of him. I had done it because a child shouldn't carry the consequences of adults. He finally asked, almost cautiously, what I meant. "I knew someday you might call," I said. "Not because you missed me, because you needed something." Another long pause. "The hospital already has everything they need to review assistance. If your son qualifies, they'll contact you. The decision isn't mine." He sounded confused. "So, you're refusing me?" "I'm refusing to hand money to someone who disappeared when responsibility became difficult." The external turning point came 2 days later. The hospital's patient financial services office contacted him directly. An assigned case manager explained the assistance process, verified documents, and confirmed that funding decisions would be handled independently according to established policies. For the first time, neither guilt nor pressure could change the outcome. An identifiable authority now controlled the process. Not him, not me, just procedures designed to protect families and patients alike. He called once more. This time his voice was smaller. He asked why I hadn't told him sooner. I thought about answering, about explaining every year my mother carried us alone, about the birthdays, about the empty promises. Instead, I said the only thing that still felt true. "Because helping a child and trusting you are two different things." He didn't argue. The line stayed quiet for several seconds, then it disconnected. I don't know whether his son received the assistance. I hope he did. Children deserve care regardless of the mistakes their parents make. As for my father, nothing was repaired that afternoon. Some distances can't be crossed with a single phone call. My mother still keeps her old work badge in a drawer. She says it reminds her how far we've come. When I visit her now, she no longer falls asleep at the kitchen table. She drinks tea while complaining that I work too much. Sometimes healing isn't dramatic. Sometimes it's simply realizing that compassion doesn't require surrender, and that the strongest boundary is the one that protects your peace without taking away someone else's chance to be helped.